Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hi. Sally has been in here early and shared already, so that's amazing.
34 p.m. It's when Sally entered. It's already shared on Facebook. Welcome everyone else.
We decided we're giving away a tunnel bag today. Woo, woo. It will not have my name on it. It will not have this's name on it, unless, of course, you want it to.
They want that. What if they want that? Big hearts for Gallican.
Right. You could have Enya and Party.
Yeah.
You could have Max and Nate. You could have any name you want, but your name and your dog's name, and the logo will be Handling 360. And you get, I'm only holding one tunnel bag, but it's actually a set that you will get. And we're going to give it away at the end of today's live for anybody who shares. So share this live and trust that we always deliver excellent information. So
Johan says your audio cut out.
Make sure to put in the chat where you're from. Yes, Enya, that's what I was missing. I was like, I want to know who's listening.
Yeah, we have Scotland, we have North Carolina, and also if you shared the live to be in the draw for the tunnel bag, then come back to the comments and just put a comment where you shared it. If you shared on Facebook or Instagram stories, or in any group, just come back and put a comment where you shared it, and you could win one of those tunnel bags from Gallican.
Let me tell you why Max, Enya, and I are such a great team. Because number one, we share core values. So I think that's important anytime you're working with people, that your moral compass all points in the same direction. So that's number one. But that wasn't the point I was going to make. The point I was going to make is we all have very similar skills, but we all have very different ones as well. So Enya's she is so detail oriented that I'm probably, of the three of us, I'm very far down, and which is weird because I'm very observant about the details of behavior, but about the details in my life, not so much, not so much at all. So, Enya, remember to tell everybody to come back and write in the comments that you did share this live. I was excited about the tunnel bag. I'm all focused on, how are we going to decorate the tunnel bag? And isn't that great? And
I was just thinking the draw of the winner of the tunnel bag might be difficult if we have no idea who shared it.
Nobody tells us who shared. Okay, here's what's going to happen today. There are 3 days left in the opportunity, 3.5, in the opportunity to join us for a Handling 360. So it's already there. The how you can join is going to run along the screen the whole time today. Also, I'm going to tell you there is a workshop going on in this building. So if you hear a lot of excitement, it's because reinforcement-based business, you got a lot of excitement for the dog. So you might hear that. So we're going to answer any questions people have about joining Handling 360. We're going to help you identify why it doesn't matter if you have a brand new puppy, whether you've never done agility before, whether you've won medals at world championships before. This program will take you to a much different, much more exciting place than what you are today. It doesn't matter where you or your dog are starting from, because we've got all people from all of those descriptions have worked through all of the classrooms and Handling 360 with great success. So we've got questions. You can ask questions here on the live and put them in the comments. And the team behind the scenes is going to pick up any of the ones that we do not pick up.
So I want to pick up one little thing.
Max.
And I love that, to get some screen time here. So Carolyn writes, New Jersey, I'm from New Jersey, and you are the best team and amazing trio. I'm learning so many ahas, directional cues versus relational cues, etc. This is so amazing, Carolyn. So glad you are back here.
I love that.
And how do you do a heart with one hand?
It's like you still haven't. We trained this over a year ago.
I know.
We can teach you.
Let's focus, guys.
Okay, so let's start with the definition. I think everybody worldwide would agree, if you understand the sport of dog agility success is a combination of two pillars, two big pillars. Your understanding and your level of dog training excellence and your understanding of handling excellence. Now, we're not going to talk about things like the genetics of your dog or the length of your legs or anything like that. It's all comes down to those two pillars, right? So we have a question that we are keen to hear your answer, and that is, boom, what does dog training excellence mean to you? So, because we were discussing, like, anybody who's had a dog for 10 years, they think that they have dog training excellence. So wait a minute. If we say dog training excellence equals a part of agility success, it's easy for everybody to believe they have dog training excellence.
Yeah.
So let's put in some boundaries to define what that is. What is dog training excellence to each of you? And just throw what you would think that looks like.
So we get
Sally says,
great connection. Yeah.
A great connection.
Belief between the dog and the handler. Yeah.
I just saw we have a typo.
Oh, we have a typo? What does dog training excellence to mean to you? You know what? The girl that has no attention to detail never saw it. You could have written every word backwards and I would have read it 100% fluently without any problem and never noticed it wasn't right. So
Pascal says joy in the eyes of my dog. Beverly says consistency.
Train the dog in front of.
So make a list. Like I'm going to be tough on you guys. My mother was consistent with the fact that the dog would run away pretty much daily. That the dog would constantly get into things it wasn't supposed to. It consistently would bark when she didn't want it to. Consistently got on her antique sofa when she really didn't want it to. So what is excellence? Think of people you consider. Like, do you consider yourself having excellence in dog training? And that is the critical part. It's we have to have self-awareness, because for me as a dog training professional, I am constantly looking at scientific journals. I am constantly reading textbooks, university level textbooks, because I have a passion and a hunger for dog training excellence. So what does that mean?
I wonder if they even look for it.
Or yeah, LOH says, do you even look at excellence? Are you surrounded by it, or have you not ever seen it? Because I think dog training mediocrity is far more prevalent than dog training excellence, 100%.
Yeah, absolutely. Holding yourself accountable and attention to detail.
I think that's a good. Sure.
So Sally says effective, efficient, and compassionate. Okay. So let's help. All right. The ability to understand the effect of timing on your training, the ability to have the self-awareness of identifying criteria that is fair and achievable, yet gives enough challenge to an animal that they stay interested in learning. The ability to understand what reinforces the dog, how to apply that reinforcement, where to place that reinforcement, what different types of reinforcement. Those are the things that contribute, in my mind, to dog training excellence. But there's a lot of other things, because you can know that as a textbook, but that doesn't mean that you have dog training excellence.
Yeah. And in combination with the timing, you have the precision.
Exactly. And then there's things like the consistency and your effectiveness and how efficient you are, because you could take a year and a half to teach your dog to sit on cue, on verbal cue, and say, I have great timing. I have great, Carolyn got a good one in there, mechanics, And I got great timing. I got great mechanics. I understand criteria. I understand placement of reinforcement. I understand but it took me a year to teach sit. That is inefficient, which means you're going to struggle teaching a lot of behaviors. And I think a dog would get really bored with their life if it took a year to teach one behavior.
And also, like on the word mechanics, like how often do we not bring that word up in Handling 360? We bring it up often. We even tell people and our students to practice their mechanics before they do the exercise. And I, personally, that's one of the things that I love the most about online learning, is that you can study your lesson, you can practice your mechanics, you can watch it again, you can print your PDF, you can watch it in slow motion, and then you can do the exercise. So I love the word mechanics that it came up because it's so important.
And actually with that, you're touching on something where you know, a lot of times we see like great people with their dogs and you're like, wow, they've trained that so well. And then you're kind of like, I hear that a lot here in Germany, they have such a good feeling for the dog. But you know where feeling comes from? It comes from experience and doing the right thing over and over again.
Or like I see people who have gone through our online programs and have become veterans of our online programs, and they sound like little Susan Garretts. So they're just parroting all of the elements that create excellence, and that's what contributes to their excellence.
Yeah.
And I think that's why we have so many in our community that stay, because they know that there's more dog training gems and handling gems coming down. And you know, we only have the capacity to learn so much at one time. But to me, I think the crazy thing is the lack of awareness, or and not only lack of awareness of what excellence is, but the lack of awareness of how important it is that you, as somebody who wants their dog to have an amazing life, you need to be taught by somebody who values and understands and is constantly striving for dog training excellence. Excellent doesn't mean you're best, because we can all have excellence. We can all have excellence.
Yeah. And it doesn't necessarily mean the most medals always.
Yeah. So for those of you who have been through the masterclass, which I if you haven't, then there's still a little bit of time before you can go through all of that. I want you to think about, is there any dog training excellence that you came away from that masterclass with more awareness of? How about that question? If you could answer that, if you've gone through our 4 lessons in our masterclass, did you come away with more dog training excellence than you did before you were in that program? Leave us a comment, please. Okay, thank you for you guys leaving questions.
Yeah,
that's excellent. We are going to definitely get to those. Okay, here's one.
Yes,
just read that.
Yeah, excellence in dog training is always learning, being able to learn from our dogs, grow from our mistakes, keep improving. I love it. It tackles on something that we talk about so much in Handling 360, and it's take the feedback from your dog. So I'm going to give a little spoiler. You might have heard it before, but we have like this system, like push, stick, drop. And you need, so it basically just tells you when to move on, when to stick with what you're doing, and when to drop to the earlier level, to an easier level. And how do you know that? Because you learn to take the feedback from your dog and use it.
Exactly. Exactly. Okay, Sally said, yes, the nuances, the foundations are incredible and make all the difference. So thank you for that, Sally. So if you went through, and this is where awareness comes in, if you went through the masterclass, you may not even realize. You might think, oh yeah, I got some input on how to teach a tight turn. What you really got is information on how to break behavior into layers, because that's dog training excellence. Dog training excellence doesn't try to just lump a behavior and get a dog to turn tight over a jump. Dog training excellence is you break it into manageable components that can build clarity and confidence in the dog and in the handler. And it takes away what from your training, Enya? It removes it
Frustration
creates
and stress.
right. It removes, what you said it beautiful. What did you say?
I said conflict and stress-free training.
Boom, creates conflict and stress-free training.
And I don't think we push that enough, how, like when we talk about these layers, I don't think we can push that enough, how important it is for you and your dogs to learn in layers, because that is what builds the clarity and the confidence. And like Susan just mentioned, trying to create behavior any other way is going to risk adding stress, frustration, not enough clarity. And what we do in Handling 360 is exactly what we showed you. We showed you on one specific topic. We showed you on the tight turns. Handling 360 is not only tight turns. We teach every behavior in agility with a layer-based training. So that's what we try to always achieve, is to build that clarity and the confidence for the dog and for the trainer and the handler. So that is just so important to achieve the dog training excellence. Oh, lots of comments now. I think we did that one.
Should we answer a question before we move on?
Yes, let's do it.
Okay, so this is a great question.
If I join the Handling 360, are there any live sessions? Options to share videos for someone to give feedback? Really enjoyed the masterclasses with you all.
Thank you. Thank you.
Love that. So I want to answer the second part of your question, because I'm so passionate about that. And good. So, but I'm too passionate, I can't wait. So, are there options to share videos for someone to give feedback? Yes. And I think everybody has to know that you have unlimited access to sending your videos to our amazing coaching team. And our coaches are not just random people. They are coached by us. They share our vision, and they will give you our input. And we come in, we jump in there. If there's some things that we talk about, we have like a channel on Slack. It's like a business chat where we're communicating. So you're never left alone. There's even more. We have people in all of these time zones. I think we're almost all continents. So I don't, like, we can say you will get an answer in 24 hours, but I don't even think anybody has to wait 24 hours, to be honest.
No. So you 100% will get not just feedback, you'll get phenomenal feedback on both your dog training and your handling. Now I'm going to address, are there any live sessions? We do one masterclass a year live, which you have just experienced. And we do this focusing on our Handling 360 students. What can we bring more clarity to? That's why you'll notice in the chat, there's a lot of Handling 360 students that every day are in the chat whenever we go live. So, I mean, we have no intention of ever stopping these live masterclasses with a focus of dog agility. So yes, the answer is yes.
Oh, sorry. Now I interrupted you. I just
LOH wanted to make sure that we are saying we give feedback on the lessons that you put into. So you video yourself training, or you can just ask a question. You don't even have to share a video, but it's the feedback on the lessons. That's what we're sharing. Okay.
Yes. And it's not, our goal and our ambition is to train you. So we want to make you an excellent dog trainer and an excellent agility handler. So therefore, if you have a puppy and you have an already competing dog or an older dog that you're training with, you can submit videos to the lessons with both of those dogs. So it's not that you have to pay double for the program because you're doing it with two dogs, because we coach you. Okay, we have
There
more.
was a question about that is unrelated to dog agility. So I'm sorry, we are not answering general. My dog is not housebroken or my dog is being bossy. That you can go and on our YouTube channel, there's tons of resources there. I promise you the answer is over on youtube.com/dogs that. I promise you the answers are there. We're really focusing on dog agility in this live.
And I wanted to move on to the next question that we had for them. So the one about the masterclass we did, and if it maybe changed their way of thinking about dog training excellence. Like we did talk about the layers, and I find it very interesting for all of you who follow the masterclass, if this masterclass gave you some light bulbs, or maybe it made you realize that the way I've been training or the way I've been taught isn't necessarily the way I want to do it in the future. Maybe it created some curiosity, that a whole new world opened up for you, where you realize that, oh, I can teach all of these behaviors in layers, and I don't have to jump on the end behavior immediately. I can split the behaviors and teach them separately. I just find that, because that was our goal with the masterclass. All the Shelties, some love for the Shelties, okay?
Right.
Yeah. It's has your vision of dog training excellence changed since being in our masterclass?
I saw one comment on that, and I love it. It says, absolutely. I realized that so many things could be done without obstacles first, teaching the hardest part first without obstacles, and after that, transfer the correct behavior to obstacles. And that is the conflict and stress-free training, building clarity and confidence. And did you notice how much easier it was doing that in your living room on your daily walk compared to spending hours and hours on a field with the equipment? So that just brings so much value. I love that, Viola. Let's see if there's more.
I want you to attempt Viola's last name, because I've never seen so many vowels in a name in my life.
I can do it perfectly, probably.
I would pronounce it Väenen.
Oh.
Oh, wait. Väenen. Oh, no, I can't even say that.
I would say Väenen.
Yeah.
Okay, so this was Gornels, who asked the question earlier, which was a great question.
I have a 5-year-old Brittany who I think lacks clarity, and an 8-month-old collie who I got a month ago. So both would benefit from your Handling 360. Definitely light bulbs. For me, on the layering approach and learning groundwork first for the tight turns, I've learned lots, so much. Yes, it has. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you for sharing that. That's beautiful.
Love that.
Okay, let's get to another question, because we have a lot of questions that were asked. So first question, Debbie from Canada. Woo, woo. My concern right now is that we are in Canada and we are entering the season that need indoor access. Is it better to wait for next year's summerish weather opening, or will reopening always tend to be in the fall? We don't have regular indoor access, sadly.
The time is now, because we're teaching so much that you can do in your living room. And imagine during this winter time, you start with all of these basic layers of foundation, all of them. And then by the time you can go in your backyard, you've done so much progress on these foundations that you can get right to it in your backyard. So I would even consider this is the perfect timing for you.
100%, Debbie.
Like the tight turns, look at the layers of the tight turns. There are 2 out of 15 layers that require you to even have a jump. And that's how we build it in Handling 360. So the first classrooms, you see the classrooms here. Essentials is all about how we build behaviors and how we, what should we just spoil a little bit what is in Essentials? Because we have the spotlights, the this or that's, the forward focus, it's your choice, hand targets, veto game.
So there's 9 what we call we're going to teach you 9 concepts that we're going to carry on through all 10 classrooms. So you learn 9 in essentials, and you learn another, I think, 3 or 4 in the compass. And the point, Debbie, is you can do these in your living room, in your kitchen, in your bathroom, some of them. You really don't need much room. So yes, 100% join now, because you do not need to be going outside to do these. I would say all the way up to Trust the Send. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 classrooms, depending on the size of your bedroom. You might be able to do even Backside Boss. You might be able to do them all in your bedroom, or any area in your house that you can just have a little, as much room as you did for the tight turns. Really, there's a few exercises on 1 jump, 1 line that you might need more. And depending on where you are in Canada, you could either find an agility place that rents a little space by the hour. A lot of them are by 30 minutes. Sometimes in the winter, you'll find people in your area, and if you go on Facebook, there'll be agility clubs that rent horse barns that you could just go and get 20 minutes of time there. So the vast majority is things that 100% you can accomplish in your own home, which is great, because that's the intention.
Comment from Sally. It sounds simple, but that doesn't mean it's easy, but the program makes it so much easier.
Exactly. I think sometimes people are worried with an online program in particular. Oh, I'm going to join, but I'm not going to do anything. And we help keep you accountable, because we send you emails every week. You can, when you go into the classroom, the first lesson that you open, you can mark it complete. And then when you come back, you'll know where you left off. You don't have to go, well, I went on vacation for 2 weeks. Now I got to start over because I don't remember where I was. We help you, a built-in system to keep you moving forward. So don't worry about, this isn't like a Facebook group classroom where there's all kinds of comments and everything gets messed up. This is a custom-built website that everything is built to help you, the student, move forward, get great understanding, and continue to move forward. Okay.
If I do the handling 360, can I still do my regular training? Won't it be confusing? Doing the handling 360 program is what's going to help you show off in your regular training.
That's the truth.
Yeah, that's the truth.
Can you do both? Yes. Yeah. But should you? So basically, I would not say no to that question, because I think it's possible, but I think you have to be very careful, because the approach that we have in Handling 360, we're going to isolate so many things in an environment that makes it so great for you and your dog to learn. So I don't think it will be necessarily confusing, but you will realize very quickly what is the priority. And the priority will be to focus on these small layers in Handling 360. And then your regular training that you're going to right now, if you pause that one, or even if you keep going and look and learn from the other people, it will make it so much easier, and you will have so much knowledge coming from.
And I think what happens is when you start, you become addicted to what you're seeing in your dog and their understanding and their growth, and you will want to put the pause on the in-person classrooms. Now, you might be going to your in-person classrooms for social reasons, because it's so much fun to hang out with your friends. Then maybe you can go and bring your H360 games and just play on your own. Maybe that's a possibility. But honestly, I look at some of the people that have been coming to the workshops, and I think of something that Max said, and I just think this is so powerful to ask yourself. Do you want to be good, or do you want to be great? So if you want to be great, you're going to involve your dog in the learning, and you're going to make sure they get clarity and confidence every step of the way. That happens by doing the training at home first, where they're the most comfortable, where they're most likely to have success. Then you take the show on the road. As Enya said, you're showing off. That's why we called our last classroom Showing Off, because if you do this, say you still want to stay in your classrooms, and we're not telling you not to, you do this training at home, but you don't let the two interfere with each other. Probably 3 to 4 weeks in, I promise you this is going to happen. Your instructor is going to say, what's going on? There's a magical difference between you and your dog. Your dog seems so much more focused on work. Your dog isn't looking around as much, isn't sniffing, isn't leaving work, isn't getting the zoomies, isn't busting through bars and being a big doofus. That's what, when you put in those small layers of understanding, it's just so easy. It's just so easy.
Yeah. I will do one more question, but I also wanted to say that what we mentioned in the beginning, our Handling 360 program is open for 3 more days. And then we close and we focus on the students in there for, we don't know for how long. We don't have any planned openings. We know we do this masterclass 1 time per year. So that's all we have planned at the moment. And I just wanted to say that if you decide to join us, then please write it in the comments, because we really love to see when people join us so we can welcome you to the program.
Thank you.
I have a question from Julia. She says, how long does it take for Handling 360 classrooms to be rolled out? So it's all planned over 52 weeks. So it's a 1-year coaching program, and the lessons come out every week over 52 weeks, and everything is planned into detail for you and your dog to learn the absolute best. So these layers that we do with the behaviors, we do exactly the same layers when we add on the classrooms and adding more complexity, like, for example, in the end when we're adding sequencing. So for 52 weeks, you will get lessons every week.
And so therefore there's an average of 4 lessons in each classroom, four and a half, almost 5 lessons in each classroom, because 52 weeks and there's 10 classrooms. So it's like, I guess average is 5 classrooms in there. And just know it's highly unlikely, like you go at your pace. And so somewhere along the way, you are not going to be feeling well, or maybe your dog is not feeling well. And so the goal isn't for you to keep up with every lesson we give you. It's highly likely you're going to get to the end of a year and your membership is about to run out, but you only got through 7 or 8 of the classrooms. Yeah. Well, we have you covered, because what we do for our alumni then, recognizing, especially people who are on this live, who are joining at this time, we give you the option to carry on for another year, and you don't have to invest another $1,297. All that you have to do is you become a member of our membership, our Agility Nation, and for $100, you can stay in Handling 360. So don't panic that you have to get to the end and
you can
get it all done in a year.
1 more year. So basically, that's the $100 for a second year. When you join Agility Nation. So
exactly,
there is no need to feel stressed that, okay, now I need to finish this as fast as possible, because we got you covered. When your yearly time is up, we got you covered, and we will help you stay in the program.
And we've made the program to not be overwhelming, it to be manageable steps, manageable lessons, short little videos for you to digest and take action on. And here's what happens. If you are brand new to agility, but maybe you've been in our Homeschool the Dog and Recallers program, the first few classrooms, you're going to be able to move through very easily. But when we get to the mechanics of handling, how to use your body, if you're brand new to agility, you're going to have to pump the brakes on that, because we're teaching you a new language. We are teaching you a new handling language. And so it's going to take you a little longer to digest that information and say the right word at the right time. So it will take you, not that there's a lot more lessons, there's just a steeper learning curve. And the flip side is true. If you come into Handling 360 and you are already a successful handler, then the first few the classrooms are probably going to be a steep learning curve because of the intensity of the dog training that we're going to be teaching you. But then when we get to the more advanced classrooms, the trust the sand, the language of lines, the smart turn, simple paths, and of course showing off, that's where you're going to go, oh, yeah, this is my wheelhouse. I feel good now. And so it might be, remember, it's about dog training excellence and handling excellence. So if you're coming in with a level of dog training excellence, then the beginning will be, oh yeah, I understand this. I understand the science of learning. I understand the spotlights. I understand that. But you're going to maybe have to slow it down a little bit when we get to mechanics of handling. And the flip side is true, but they're all manageable lessons. Why it may seem a little bit much is because you're stepping outside of your comfort zone and you're learning. And that's what you are joining us for, is to come to a different place of excellence.
Yes. Michaela and Lynn are two of our new members.
Really?
So
welcome. Welcome, Michaela, and welcome, Lynn. All right.
Awesome. So Gornell wrote another question, little message. So wow, that's very good. I was worried I would not get through it all, as I want to go at a pace of the dogs and me too. Very reassuring to hear the option to join for another year is an option. So I just want to add on that what you guys have brilliantly said so far, is that Handling 360 and later on Agility Nation, our goal is a community. So it's a safe space for you and your dog. So we want, and by the way, the grandpa of this beautiful dog right there, just have to mention it. So our goal is to bring you, so if we imagine your future, all three of us can guarantee, looking 1 year into the future, you will be at the place you would have never thought about that this is possible right here today. So just believe us on that. You got to trust us on that. We have lots of experience bringing people to places they want to be in dog agility.
Yeah, thousands of students went through our program. And one thing that we touched on one of the previous lives was also that your dog only gets one agility journey.
Yeah.
And we want that agility journey to be conflict-free and stress-free. And we want to help you to make that journey as beautiful and joyful as possible. And the question that you might have to ask yourself is, do I have time to wait to go there? Because every season we wait is a missed season where you can miss the opportunity to grow together with your dog. So we want to help you. That's all we want. We have so many lovely comments. It's a new way of thinking for me. Thank you. I love that. It sounds like a sweet.
Yeah. Another good reason to join in the autumn, if you, like me, are brand new to agility, because I have so much to learn myself. Yeah. Yeah.
And
so
Sally,
imagine cozy winter time, and you're laying on your couch and then you're studying, and you can't wait to get at it with your dog. I want that too.
Sally said, "You three and the whole Dogstat team are spectacular." Thank you, Sally.
Thank you, Sally. Okay, next question from Tonya. Just to clarify, is there things for young dogs under a year old to learn?
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. All of the first few classrooms, they are for every age of dog. Yes, 4.
Yeah,
for sure,
and
for the first 4 classrooms, any age.
Yeah, like we mentioned a little bit about essentials and what is in essentials. Like the next classroom, the compass, we introduce a jump. There's some plank work, box work, and we start with verbal override. In dynamics is a lot about the hander movement in combination with your dog's training. So there's lots you can do with a dog under a year.
So I wouldn't put like an 8-week-old puppy in the 4th classroom. But what I'm saying, if you're starting essentials with an 8-week-old puppy, there's 5 weeks of essentials. So now that puppy's 13 weeks old. So you're going into the compass. There's 5 weeks of the compass. Now that puppy's 18 weeks old. By the time you get up to the place where we're adding cone wraps, that puppy's going to be 4 or 5 months old. So absolutely, even if you started with, and I don't think anyone's coming with an 8-week-old puppy, but if you did, you could start teaching spotlights right away. There's things in Essentials you could start doing for sure. How much space do I need? Okay, so I actually printed that out and left it on the printer. So that bad on me. But what Kim did is she went through all of the classrooms. So the first one, it's not an unofficial classroom, but it probably should be. It's called Handling Triggers, and it's really about you learning. So all that can be done from your computer. And then Essentials, very small room. Right? In Essentials, all that you need is a dog bed or raised platform, a crate, a plank, a couple targets, and some cones. That's it. So a very small room. You could probably do it in your bathroom, depending on the size of your bathroom. But something like the size of a bedroom would be very spacious. And then the compass is, again, a little bit of a larger room, maybe in your living room, but it doesn't need to be that big, because the only thing that really needs is when we're teaching the cue for jumping and extension. If you took that out, you could do the entire compass back into a small room, because we're doing like things with like you did in Masterclass. If the room that you needed in the Masterclass would do plenty for that classroom. You really don't need until we get up to dynamics in a couple of the exercises, because agility is about sending your dog at a distance. We want to start growing a little bit of distance in your dynamics in cones and cues. So it's up to again, if you have a small garden or a small backyard, or if you have like downstairs a rec room, or you could go to the park. Yeah. So the really cool things is there's ways for you to do this all at home. All right. Would a hallway work? For most of it, yes. Especially for the jumping and extension. If it's a nice hallway, Sally, absolutely. As long as it's like not linoleum or something super slippery. Okay. Does Kaylee asks, does Handling 360 cover things like contacts and weaves? And the answer is Handling 360 is all about handling things like weaves, contacts, seesaws. All of those things are in Agility Nation, the membership. Okay.
But I want to add something that I've talked about with a student recently. If you're doing the foundation and learning to learn with Handling 360, all of the skills that you just mentioned, the dog walk, the weaves, all of the contacts, it will be so much easier because you have the whole working system to support that. So
that is so important, Max.
And
the first few classrooms, if you have them perfectly dialed in, your running contact journey, your seesaw journey, weave journey, it will be
so much
easier.
Because you will have the dog training excellence.
Right.
So you are going to be able to teach any behavior to your dog. If that is a running dog walk or a seesaw or weaves, with the help of Agility Nation, where we set up the lessons for you, how to teach them, you are already going to have the best foundation possible to teach those obstacles.
There's a there's a reel that I put on Instagram. It's on Facebook now this morning, and it shows, buddy, you can't go. I know there's a dog barking, but you cannot go out there. So, and in it, it shows little clips of Prophet doing foundation work. And one of them is, I have 2 bowls of meat and I put them down, and he's just a little puppy. He's definitely like maybe 12 weeks old. And he's sitting in a bed. I put the 2 bowls in front of the bed along the side. I call him off the bed. He comes to me. He doesn't even look at the bowls. He would love to dive in. And then I turn him around and I tell him to go on the bed. He has to go buy those bowls again and get on the bed. Like, that seems like such a simple little thing, but it's so overwhelming for 90% of puppies of that age. I didn't start there. And I would never do that to a puppy that I thought might dive into the food, because I never want to say, no, don't do that. You're wrong. We grow these behaviors with confidence, with clarity. So we build up to that level. And that's just your dog running agility. This little 12-week-old puppy going by 2 bowls of meat to get on a bed is like your dog running by a tunnel and following your shoulders to make a turn.
I was just going to say that's all about helping them making good choices. Because if you think about agility, it's all about making choices for the dogs. So we want to build from the beginning that the dog can make good choices. So we don't have to say, no, you did wrong, because the dog always wants to make good choices. And you, as Susan said, that will be so beneficial for your agility. Maybe they want to drive off to that off-course tunnel over there, and you say, follow me, and they need to make a choice. So is Agility Nation included in Handling 360? No, Agility Nation is a separate program. So it's our membership subscription program where we post new content every Monday. And Handling 360 is our yearly coaching program. Handling 360, we teach everything you need on a jump and a tunnel, up to sequencing and coursework, included with our whole handling system. And in Agility Nation, you have weekly lessons with course running, dog training. We have weaves, contacts. So it's 2 different programs.
So Agility Nation is more like a la carte, where you go into the smorgasbord and you say, I would like the salad and the chocolate cake. That's what I'm having.
Yeah.
Right? Like Netflix, yes. And Handling 360 are 10 classrooms with lessons that layer your learning and understanding that grow dogs as amazing as ours. So you don't jump around in Handling 360. You are going through like university, right? Except it's a lot more fun and more relevant learning. Things that actually you can take action on.
Basically, if we're looking back at my reference with the house, Handling 360 is your foundation, is your walls and your roof. Something you don't ever want to miss in a storm. And Agility Nation is your interior design, making it even more pretty perfect.
Yeah. I love the comment from I think you say Kirsten. To anyone who is trying to decide whether they should invest or not, to do so. You never know what will happen. I was working with my dog who turned 10 at the beginning of May. We had to unlearn some bad habits we both had, and we're making progress. Unfortunately, at the end of May, my dog passed away suddenly. You never know. I'm fortunate enough to have a younger dog I'm also working with. Don't wait. Okay, I love that. I'm so sorry. But this is also what we meant, that journey that you have with your dog, you have one. You have one, so why wait? If I have a dog that is already competing and I join Handling 360, will I have to stop competing and start building skills from the beginning?
So it really is, it depends, isn't it?
Yeah.
Depends.
So if you have a dog who is doing agility and they are doing it like going over a jump, looking at you, sniffing the ground, visiting the judge, going over, but they might even be getting qualifying scores. That the way are they that they're having the most joyful experience? So that's number one. Is the dog having the most joyful experience? Are you handling with utmost clarity? If you're getting around and your dog knocks bars and you have the odd off course and you're having fun together, then you could probably still going along. But I think what's going to happen, as we said before, you're going to start doing Handling 360 and you're going to get hooked on the learning and you're going to say, I want to pump the brakes here, not enter some trials for a little while. And I really want to carry on with growing this excellent behavior in my dog. So nobody can answer, do I stop competing? Because the truth is you can continue to compete and go through Handling 360 100%. But if you're dealing with struggles, if your dog isn't having the most joyful, successful experience in agility, I would recommend you stop competing, right?
Yeah.
If your dog's frustrated, they're barking, biting, like there's a lot of anxiety behavior, the dog doesn't have a start line, and I would definitely say, let's just put a pause on that one.
Yeah.
From Sylvia, can I purchase Focus Forward online course to help my dog focus on bars and reach their full agility potential? Currently, Sylvia, it is only in Handling 360, but here's the really cool thing. Handling 360 comes with a guarantee so that you can join today. And all the great learning that you got in our masterclass, which was 4 lessons, you can keep learning for a full month. You can join Handling 360 right now. You can see what it's like to be a student. You could jump right into the handling triggers and then get into essentials. You could stay there for a month. And at the end of the month, if you say, well, these people are just way too kind and I'm learning too much, I got to get out. We don't care why. If you want your money back at the end, anytime in that first month, no questions asked, we'll give you. So we've taken away the risk. If you're sitting there saying, this could be a great class, I think, but I'm not sure. Once you get inside and see all the videos are professionally done, all the PDFs include pictures for you to make sure that you don't make a mistake, the accountability that we have for you, you're going to say, I don't need that guarantee. I know I'm in the right place and I'm learning so much in this first month. I'm carrying on.
Yeah.
That's how confident we are in the program, that we give you this 30-day guarantee.
Julie says, I'm interested in signing up for Handling 360, but I probably would not start the program until after the start of the new year. During the Masterclass Facebook Live, it sounded like I could get access to the program at a later date. Did I understand this offer correctly? No, if you join now, you join now, but sign up now, start the learning, and be better for your dog if you're planning for a dog that is coming, for example, or if your dog can only train after the next year. Why not start now? Start learning, start watching the lessons, start asking questions, start integrating and be welcomed by our community. Start the studying and the learning so you can be better for your dog when you can train your dog again.
And if there's some reason why, Julie, that it's not possible for you to dig in and just start learning yourself, contact the team. Okay. So contact our team at wag@dogzat.com. Say, I'd like to join. However, for personal reasons, whatever, just get in a conversation with somebody on our team and we're going to help you make the best decision for you. Okay. All right. I'm thinking about joining H360 and wondering how many days per week do you recommend doing training? Ooh, that's a good question.
It's a good one. I would say,
Linda, do you want to explain how you do it? Wait, I'm going to give Linda the mic.
Yeah,
Linda's a student, and she's got a young adolescent poodle. So how do you do the learning?
So on Wednesday afternoons, I sit down with the website and I go through the videos that I'm working on and I make notes, and then I have them on a piece of paper and they travel with me for the rest of the week. And on Sunday, I review. So if between Wednesday and Sunday, I've gotten lots of training done, because I lead a busy life too, like the rest of you. If I get that work done, then I might find some more to carry on through the lessons. Or if I'm struggling with something, I might upload a video, or I might work through watching the videos again. But basically, I'm always trying to move my feet forward. Wednesdays and Sundays are my learning days, just like as if I was in a class. And the rest of the time, I'm doing like Susan and everyone has suggested. I'm working within my house, my bedroom, my living room, my outside. And sometimes taking the stuff to the park is a great distraction training. So that's how I do it.
So we have different modalities for everybody. You mentioned you watch the videos and you take notes. So for me, I never take notes. I just use the PDFs. So like I allow the PDFs to be my notes. So, but you take notes.
Yes.
So and that's why we have both PDFs and detailed videos, because
everybody's a different learner.
And we have a student who said she's never looked at a video. I wouldn't recommend that, because it's a mechanical skill and you really need to see how we're doing things.
She only uses the PDF.
She only uses the PDFs. Yeah. So
it is good to recognize.
Yeah. Sally said, I can't do digital. I need the paper. So Linda's very strategic in how she approaches the classroom. Me, not so much. I usually watch the videos the night before. Like when I'm going through with a new puppy, I go through the lessons. Even though I'm a creator, one of the creators of the lessons, it helps me keep on track. So I'll watch the videos the night before, and I do the training the next day. LOH does binge watching on Wednesday and then does the training for the next 3 days. So you're going to find your own system, but there's 2 examples.
Yeah. Like I have a puppy. We have 2 puppies in the house now. They are litter mates and they are 7 months old. You saw Race in 2 of the demos in the masterclass. And I watch the night before, and then I do my short training, just a few minutes per day in the house the day after. And then before I go to bed, I watch the next. So like even we created the program, but it's such a good structure that we go back and we watch, and I print the PDFs. At the end of every PDF, there is a checklist.
Mm-hmm.
So on the checklist, you can check that you did every piece that was in the video, and you can like literally just do check. Oh, no, that one I need to revisit. It's like the structure is there for you, but you need to find your system of how is best for you to learn. We all do it differently.
So for those of you who are considering joining, you can join as a one-time investment of $1,297 US. And some of you are going to say, wow, that's a little overwhelming. I can join programs for $200. This is an investment in you. There is nothing in the online interwebs that is like Handling 360. That sounds pompous, but if you join and take advantage of the fact that we're letting you join risk-free, you can ask for that refund anytime you want. If you join, you will see what we mean when we say there's nothing like it. Dog training excellence, handling excellence, 3 world champions all in one place. And if $1,297 is a little bit too much of an investment all at one time, then you can do 12 installments, and it's a more manageable $135 each month. So there is no way that you can go to any classroom and get what we give you in 1 month. You could maybe get possibly what we give you in 1 week. You could get in-person classrooms. Possibly you could get that 1 week. And you're not going to find many classrooms that you can join for $135 for the month. So you'll get 4 times the amount of information, and you're going to be moving forward as a dog trainer and a handler. And it's only $135 a month, which is like if you're joining with a one-time installments, I know it's less than $25 per week.
Yeah. Right. Also, there are other online classes out there, but this isn't the normal online class. This is a coaching program, and the difference, like there are many differences, but one of the biggest differences about Handling 360 is that when you leave or when you've completed it, that you never have to think about what is the next step for something. That is always a lesson planned delivered to you. So when you're training something, you don't have to think, oh, what will be the next step of this? When should I start adding this difficulty? When should I start adding my movement? When should I start raising the bar? Like that is all planned out for you. And with the help from our phenomenal coaches that will coach you on an individual level, that's the recipe for success.
Definitely.
Yeah, and
so I recommend everybody join, just especially if you want to compare what we're doing to what anybody else is doing. We are very confident in that when you get into our classrooms, you're going to go, oh my gosh, this is not what I'm getting for $200. There is nothing like it. I want to get back to Marie's question, because there's a part of it. So she asked about thinking about joining. How many days per week do you recommend training? So Marie, I want you to know that the way we teach the training, it gets woven into your daily life. So you end up training your dog informally every single day, because you can do your spotlights. You can do some of the games that we encourage you to play, getting turns on the side when you are going for a walk. We encourage you to bring these in, but it's part of enriching your dog's life or your puppy's life. I don't care if you're joining with a 5-year-old dog or a 5-month-old puppy. It's all about bringing them the best life. And it literally can take you no more than 2 5-minute training sessions a day. Boom. And
Yeah.
sometimes it's only a 15-second training session. So
Yeah.
I just wanted to touch on that one.
Yeah.
And Handling 360 is actually, it sounds a little quirky, but it really is designed to make your life better. So that's a point that we don't really touch on so much. But the person you become when you work your dog and when you see the joy and the growth that you're having in these lessons and in these classrooms, what you will see and the person you're becoming through this is just so amazing. And I'm speaking from experience from my students. Like, I love it. I love to see my students going through the Handling 360 when they come to me for private lessons, because I'm going to drop a little secret. If you come for private lessons, Handling 360 students always have priority to come in live training sessions with us.
And us as well.
Yes. And if
Yeah.
people are coming, I just love it. It just lights up my day to see how much joy they have while still chasing their goals and being there. So the future looks bright for everybody who decides to join Handling 360 this launch.
Yeah.
Yes.
I like what Sally said. Yeah.
Nature, the language.
It becomes second nature for sure, for sure. Okay, Ellen says, will there be footage of older dogs in the program or some ideas for people coaching or playing with dogs over 7? My dog is more like tater salad. So Ellen, we have like Waffles, who's very much like a tater salad kind of a dog, as one of our demo dogs in the program. So 100%, it doesn't matter what breed of dog. If your dog needs more drive, if your dog is too over the top with drive, we have solutions within the program for you. And the really cool thing is, if you get in the program and you say, I really like this, but my dog seems to have a lack of focus, you have our dog training guarantee, which you contact the team, wag@dogzat.com, which it's all in the classrooms. You contact the team and saying, oh, my dog is just overwhelmed with the environment. I'm trying to train and he's here, there, and everywhere. Then we say, we'll put a pause on Handling 360. We allow you to join recallers, get that focus built back up, and then you can come back and finish Handling 360.
And on that question, I just want to mention on the age. I mean, we had Party. She's my Sheltie. She's 11 years old. We had Momentum for a few games. She's 10 years old. But also when we planned every lesson and every video for the program, we said, what dog might find this most challenging? And then we used that dog for that lesson. So we did shaping exercises with my Sheltie that can easily get a slight lack of confidence in some of those exercises. We said, okay, that's perfect. Let's use her. We did crate games with Remix, who's a really pushy, crazier type of dog. Like we wanted to use the dog that we think could give you the best learning for the videos.
Yeah. I love that comment from Angelique that you just pinned on. It's a great investment to do. You would not get such a good training anywhere. When I see videos from handlers with their dog who are spending lots of money on weekly training and seminars, etc., but the dog cannot even turn tight because they actually do not understand the verbal cues. And that is so true. That is so reality. And let me rephrase that in one way, where I am very confident. I'm very confident in these two, and I'm very confident in myself and my training. And now let me tell you, the people who've been in my training, in regular trainings, and I've coached them, I can't at all fit in everything that you would learn in just 1 week of Handling 360. They come every week, the whole month, and I can't fit in 1 week of Handling 360 because there's this lack of time. There's so many people, the group, also the environment. Like there's pieces you could do, but then I said, okay, I'm not doing any quick fixes anymore because that's unfair to your dog and yourself in the future. Those Band-Aid quick fixes, they will help you now maybe, but they won't help you in the future.
No. So things like putting out a toy or putting out a barrier, or you're just making yourself feel good, you're not growing your dog's understanding of what they should do when all those things are gone.
Yeah. So effort now, invest your time in handling 360, and you will look in the mirror in a year and you're like, wow, what took me so long to join this program? It won't even take you a year. It probably takes you 2 months.
Britta asks, if I start my puppy, can I get through the first 5 classrooms and then pause the program if I feel until I feel he's fit enough and old enough to do the rest? So Britta, if you start now with your 5-month-old puppy, just like I showed you with the 10 classrooms, your puppy's 5 months old now. You'll get through essentials, he'll be 6 months. You get through the compass, he'll be 7 months. By the time you're at a point where there'll be more demanding things, your puppy will be old enough. And that's assuming you get through every single lesson of every single week, which I promise you, there will be things that are new that are going to take time to digest. So it will take you longer, as we said. So I have no worry about that. Your 5-month-old puppy is going to not be ready. I promise you that there'll be a lot of learning for you as you go through those first 6 classrooms or 5 classrooms.
Yeah. And there really isn't a need for a pause, because at the end of the year, the vast majority of people would stay for another year for the $100 that we talked about. So there's no need for the pause, because the time is not limited. After a year, we got you, and we will make sure that we create the best scenario so you can stay for 1 more year to finish the program.
Exactly. Okay. So what we wrong one. What we are going to say now, because we're going to wrap this up, is if you go to handling360.com/join, there is a chat button at the bottom. If you have any other questions that you maybe don't want to put on here, then you can ask the team. They'll be there to answer your questions, and go through our student stories that are on that page. There's for every one of you that has a challenge. Maybe you have a physical limitation. We've had students who've had success excelling with physical limitations. Maybe you have a different breed that it doesn't matter what breed you have. We've had students that have had like hunting dogs and huskies and even our coaches. Yes, our coaches have had unique breeds and unique dogs. So whatever is got you stuck is probably just the worry of, I'm not sure that I'm going to excel the way everybody else has. Go and look at those student stories, and I promise you, you will see yourself, and you will be able to take that chance, believe in yourself, and get yourself to a better place, because it's really risk-free. Join today and start the learning right now. And just a reminder, everything closes on Wednesday at midnight. So if you have any other questions, either ask the team in the chat, or if you're watching this on a replay, just leave a comment and we will get an answer to you. Oh, we have a share winner. Woo! Wait, this person, I think, is still on here and has been, I think, on every single masterclass live that we've done. So today's share winner, get excited for Angelique. Woohoo! Congratulations, Angelique. You win the tunnel bag. Woo!
With Susan's name on it.
It's me and Susan or Enya and Party, whoever you want. Okay, so anybody have any questions, please just leave the comment, leave us a question, and I promise you we will get to it. And thank you to everybody on the team who's behind the scenes here today on their Sunday afternoon. Thanks to each of you who've been here live, and we will see you inside of Handling 360.
See you in Handling 360.